Sciatica. Somebody brought up the topic of sciatica on my IG channel on Vincent.loveafterlockup. For sure, fasting is going to decrease inflammation. That's going to be a major factor in minimizing the detriment, the side effects of sciatica. The pain that comes with it is minimizing inflammation. Fasting will definitely help. Um, a key would also be to find out um, what foods are inflammatory to you. So that's like a major factor for people maybe going to keto, gluten free, is their body just does not metabolize that food or has a food allergen to it. So that it causes havoc on their body. It causes increased inflammation to some people um, that that's the cause of like their acne. There's varying levels of inflammation, or it just affects people differently. That's the best way to look at it. So finding a nutritional plan that's optimal for you, that minimizes inflammation. For sure, a fish oil, a quality fish oil, and I would have to double check the research on if that's still if it's still a legitimate theory that we should cycle fish oils, that every 6 or 7 days you should cycle the EPA, DHA, or GLA content. Like, it should not be the same product, the same model, maybe you could describe it as. That every 6 to 7 days you should switch cycles so you get the optimal effect. So for sure, fish oil, um, a good fish oil complex, and I know one in mine specifically for sciatica, dealing with, like, that low back pain, that area. I know it's like typically, is it not the backside, the posterior chain? That's typically from what I'm aware of, but definitely it would I would devote more research to it. The fish oil, fasting, nutrition, and I mean, how valuable is it to you? I'm sure you don't want this pain, right? So if it's the case, maybe a reevaluation of your job, of your life. If you find that you cannot get these workouts in for structural balance of your body, you could say like your core is not strong. That's a factor, but bottom line, structural balance. So we're gonna have to ensure that you adhere to a good workout routine that promotes structural balance within your body. So there is no imbalance that's causing undue pressure on any of your muscles. We have a good lower back. We have a good abdominal muscles that are helping carrying the load adequately. That nothing's out of balance. Does that make sense to you? So, and then there are some supplements. I know like two come to mind: a powder and an injectable. But the powder, it probably sounds a lot more simple, and I would think it is. But this injectable, I would have to do a lot more research on it. But it's not only gonna affect, or it's not even gonna help with nerve health. It's gonna what was it? It's considered like a nootropic, I believe. So it's gonna like fuel your brain. So um, if like you don't like caffeine because it causes you anxiety, that could be an alternative. Like, you can get that euphoria, that what seems to be like a positive energy boost, positive thinking enhancement that people get out of caffeine or coffee, without the anxiety that you typically experience whenever you have caffeine. You'll get that with this injectable, that doesn't have caffeine, but it has that effect on being a cognitive enhancer. Um, Things to consider. Those are some things to consider with sciatica. And I'll throw this out there. I strongly recommend you start looking into a reverse hyper machine, or creating modifications of the reverse hyper on exercise equipment. Um, you know, I plan on building my Patreon account this weekend. So if you become a patron, yeah, that's what they call it. That's what they're referred to as. Then I'll be able to create content relating to that, and then also a lot of people can benefit from some of this exercise, some of this knowledge that that I talk about. You know, even though it's specifically applicable to you, you know, also people can run into back pain for various reasons. Um, and just get information on quality fish oils. That's an important topic. And nutrition, like I mentioned before. And of course, fasting. You know, we can find out what works best for you, what type of fasting protocol for you, and other people can learn from that. So look forward to hearing from you, from working with you, and hopefully you have enough self-value to devote yourself to a healthier lifestyle, and you allow me to become part of that journey to ensure that it happens. You know, so I'm hoping you become a patron on my Patreon account, because this is something that's truly fulfilling for me, and I want to do my best to give my all to make an impact in that way. So somehow I have to make a living, and I want to do a lot more. So help me help you. Peace out.